the V8 Autumn Series. I'm James from GAMAFLARE, your race engineer for the night. We're here for precision, pressure and performance that leaves no margin for error. Last time out at Long Beach, it unravelled from the start. Into turn one, the field compressed and broke. Scott McKenzie hit the wall hard. Blake Fitz spun and blocked the track. And suddenly drivers were reacting, not racing. Moments later, Troy Stonestreet clipped the inside wall and rotated into Roger Faubert. Both cars heavily damaged and nowhere for anyone to go. That was the pattern. Tight walls, rising pressure and mistakes that escalated fast. But at the front, it was controlled, calm, precise and consistent. The leaders executed while the rest struggled to hold it together. Now we head to Circuit of the Americas, NASCAR West layout. Short, technical and relentless from the first corner. It starts at turn one. Uphill, blind, braking over the crest. The car goes light right when you need control. Get it wrong and it's either front lock or no rotation at all. Then into the S's. High speed, left to right, the car right on the edge. This section is pure rhythm. One aggressive input and the balance breaks, costing momentum all the way through. Down the back, it all funnels into turn 11. Heavy braking, tight hairpin. This is a proper overtaking zone, but only if you get it right. You need the rear stable on entry, but more importantly, you need to get the power down clean on exit. That traction decides whether you attack or defend. And then the final corner. Long, tightening and deceptively tricky. It invites you to carry speed in, but punish that mistake on exit. The drivers who are patient here, who prioritise a clean run onto the straight, are the ones who gain time where it really matters. This circuit demands control, discipline and precision under pressure. Settle in. This is V8 racing at its most technical. We now hand you over to Matchfit Entertainment, where Davo and J-Man will take you trackside with expert insight and live commentary. Because tonight, one thing is certain. Speed alone isn't enough. Control is everything.
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen and viewers. Thanks for joining us here at Matchfit Entertainment for the SCNZ 2026 Allport V8 Supercar Autumn Series. It's round 6. We are here at the Circuit of Americas. And yeah, we're starting to get our way through the season pretty smartly. We're just going to quickly thank all the people like Allports that are bringing this to you. Obviously Allports, Matchfit Entertainment, GAMAFLARE, of course, on board, and this week's sponsor, Auto Serve. And again, as always, going out to the Sky 83 viewers today as well. Welcome aboard, viewers. I'm Davo, J-Man, as always, right by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good evening, Davo. Evening, viewers, or afternoon, whenever you may be tuning in. Obviously, live on air tonight with the YouTubes with Matchfit Entertainment, but welcome aboard to our Sky 83 Face TV viewers. Good to have you back on board for another Saturday afternoon. Yeah, action-packed tonight. Obviously, NASCAR West format here tonight at Coda, scheduled for obviously a qualifying session coming up. I think pretty much the flavour has been out lapping 2 for quali, so that is just about to get underway, and very fast flurry of Phoenix racing team cars to leave the lane at that too. So lots of ambition already to get into this qualifying, and then we will back that up a one and done situation. G'day George Goddard tuning in tonight with obviously Davo, a 55-minute single option here tonight for what will be pretty cool. I mean, it's a racetrack that, as you heard just James talking about, commands a lot of respect, a lot of patience, some big moves looking to happen, I think, down into the final sector, starting with turn 11. I think that's going to be a hot spot.
Absolutely, J-Man. Totally agree. Look, short circuit here for Coda tonight, which is, look, to be honest, I don't mind either of the versions of this circuit, long or short. It's always great to call, J-Man, and I think the V8 supercars are going to be great round here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they definitely always a handful to drive. These guys do it very, very well, and shout out to our other guys also streaming Div 2 tonight. Hope the Div 2 team go well and
Yes.
everything's all good out there. But just listening in on the driver briefing a little bit earlier, Davo, can tell you now that there's very much a NASCAR flavour to this. Track limits, very, very loose tonight,
Oh, they're
guys.
generous, I think so.
Yeah, generous. I like that word. Yeah. So, yeah, look, a lot of options around race lines here. However, big focus on don't run your mate out of space, because that's what race control will be looking at. Obviously, all races here for Supercars NZ are live stewarded, and you know, I will do my level best to keep one ear on the comms and see how race controllers navigating their way through this race as the drivers are also, as we see already that just my data is lit up with a whole lot of Christmas tree colours. There's magentas, there's greens, there's no yellows at this point because we've got a lot of cars out there on their first lap. And interesting to see Dutch Brown and Bade, so the team cars out there in formation, Davo, trying to get the job done there.
Absolutely. So in order with Will Brown, Andrew Dutch, and then Jason Bade tucked in behind.
Jensen,
sorry, Jensen. So flying in formation, like you mentioned, J-Man. So, look, definitely, there's some talent in that team, isn't there?
Yeah, no, absolutely, right through the field actually. But that team is stacked with great drivers as well, and interesting as well. Just tucked in the back of shot there, Zach Rattray White, the series leader at this point. He's got about 110-point lead at the moment over Rehan Leonage, and doing a fantastic job in the 17 car as well. So, g'day Wally, good to have you tuning in as well. So, going to be fascinating. Rattray White, definitely the fast man in the practice session that we got to witness just before going live here. And just listening to the cars, Davo, so much patience. It just literally sounds engine note-wise like they're tippy-toeing as we see the first times come in. And interestingly enough, Bade went to the top of that. He was kind of off the back of that trio.
That actually totally reversed that trio. So they're running on track in exactly the opposite order to what they just came across the line, J-Man. Zach White, as you were just alluding to, sneaking up very quick in practice and sneaking up onto the top spot there. Gunstow sneaking in there as well. Callahan just across the line as well in the background, and Scott McKenzie. Plenty cars out on track. I think we've got about 20, I think, on track tonight here for Coda. So yeah, good solid field, and like I said, mate, big fan of the track. I don't think we've called the supercars here yet, so I'm really looking forward to this. I think these cars are going to be a hoot around here.
Yeah, plenty of space, Davo, and viewers. I think the car's got plenty of space to operate around each other, and interesting to see Rehan a little bit later out of the pit lane and opting just to let those Phoenix cars go through, and he's very much on what looks to be a relatively slow controlled outlap. So Rehan, obviously one that's going to try and feature up towards the pointy end in this qualifying session, and we'll just...
So out there in the official SCNZ GAMAFLARE car, there is Rayan. You can see the Get a Sim across the windscreen there. That is the competition that we're running at the moment. We will get some graphics up soon enough. And just get the phones at the ready. There will be a code you will have to get into your phone there and sign up for that. But J-Man, yes, very measured warm-up, wasn't it, from Leonage there? So it'd be interesting to see what he can pull out of the bag here. The times are moving in a shake here. A lot of shuffling going on, probably more so from the fifth down as the guys find their feet. What format tonight, J-Man? We're back. I think we did the sprint format last week. But back to the 55-minute long race format here, and I think we are on the long format for actually a couple of weeks or so. So happy days, guys.
Yeah, and look, I think it lends itself towards it here. I think
I do
slightly
too.
bigger circuit, obviously around about 16, 17 turns. There's a little bit of a contradiction there. I think it is 17. However,
Who's counting? Come on.
it's around about 4 and a bit kilometres per lap, and I think this will just allow the drivers to get into their rhythm. Obviously, the supercars are fuel sensitive with 50% fuel availability in the tanks of these cars, so very much going to be seeing a stop at some point. Be interested to see how they make it. And yeah, Retro White has done his business there with a 37.4. Rayhan in there with his first hot lap, 37.7. So needs to find just under 4 tenths to go better than Retro White. He's about just over 3.5 tenths short of the mark at the moment, but he'd be happy to start on the front row at least. And at this point, still plenty of times to come. Roger Forbett, Daly, Jones, Banks, Clegg, Freeman, Pepperell, all looking to cement their place on this grid as the timer literally just approaches the halfway mark through the session, and we have already got 1, 2, 3, 6, maybe 6, 7. Well, we got quite a few guys by the look of that.
Because they only get a certain amount of laps, don't they, in these qualifying statements?
Yeah, a couple of hot ones, an outlap and a couple of flyers.
Yeah, so limited laps for the boys in qualifying, although the session does run for 15 minutes, and that's what we're just alluding to now. It gives the boys, I suppose, well, not many laps on track, but it gives them a chance to actually try and find a little bit of a gap in the traffic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Over those 15 minutes, as we see Forbett back in the pit. Who else is still out on track? Mr. Clegg, Fraser Clegg, still out on track. Stephen Banks out on track. Ryan Jones in the DPR racing. Chevy, Thomas Freeman in the OPRX GAMAFLARE SIMRACING car there as well. Russell Pepperell, I thought I saw that car already out earlier in the session, but back out on, nonetheless, he's back out on track at the moment as well. As I don't think Pepperell's on the board there yet, so clearly late to the party here tonight with, what do we got? J-Man, oh God, it's still over
Just
5
under
minutes
6
to run.
minutes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so Russell leaving it a little later and having a lot of track to himself, really. There's not too many guys out there, around about 6 guys out on the circuit at the moment, so plenty of space left, and you can just see the amount of track that they got availability.
Haven't they?
Second to last turn, yeah, they can just really let it run wide. Even this final one, they can afford to get out there. I don't know what the grip levels are like out there. However, if they end up out there, it's a-okay. It's fine.
Yeah, typical. And we saw it.
They're all nice.
You see it actually at Watkins as well when they run the NASCAR track. Yes, it's very generous with the amount of circuit they can use, which I think's okay in these particular cars. So eyes on Freeman at the moment. Like you mentioned, J-Man, Pepperell running across the line. Gets that Chevy up into third position, the TTR car. So nice work from Pepperell, and still out on track as we just watch here. Mr. Freeman roll across the line and sneak himself up into the top 10, J-Man. So nice effort from Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just watching Pepperell at the moment. Just first sector, second sector, not up to his previous best. So I may even look to use this lap as an in-lap practice the pit entry. We'll see what he does here. But yeah, extracted maybe the best out of that tyre and himself on that lap, and called it And here he goes into pit lane. I've seen a couple of drivers do this already, Davo. I'll just take the option.
Well, it's just that opportunity to get that practice, isn't it? There is 2 compulsory pit stops in this 55-minute race here tonight, so they will need to transverse this lane a couple of times tonight. So, yes, good opportunity just to get that little bit of practice, entry practice there in particular, because it is a little bit of a tricky, tight bend, isn't it, to get the cars down to speed and turned in for that little hairpin as they drop into the pit lane. Tricky stuff. We've seen trickier than that, actually, over the season. There's been a couple of crazy ones, I think. And the street circuits are particularly bad, as we just see who we got on. That is Freeman actually taking a chance to do like we just saw from Pepperell. And mind you, that was a lot looser entry. It's a bit opposite lot going on there from Freeman as he navigated that. Who have we? Oh, last car out on track. Shane Edgar, J-Man, in one of the best looking cars, without a doubt, out on track there in the South Canterbury Removals Shell Helix inspired Mustangs. This thing looks beautiful. Edgar at the wheel, spectacular out of the final corner there and across the line. Actually sneaks up a couple of positions there too, so nice work from Shane. As we wind down. Yeah, stunning looking car. They have nailed that one. J-Man right down to the little black panel between the taillights on the back of the car there. It's just got it all. And look, I know you're going to agree with me. We love well-skinned cars, but I would say all of the South Canterbury Removals cars that we've seen since we've been streaming SCNZ have been spectacular. These guys do a great job. Definitely know what they want and they deliver, J-Man.
Yeah, good attention to detail, mates. And you and I obviously been, I guess, the selected panel, self-voted in, of course, at times for the best skin awards and some of the events we've done. And
True.
mate, it's all a matter of opinion, but you know, it's ours that matter the most, isn't it? So,
yeah, wow, go on, look.
But that car there does look good, and I'm a particular fan of the style of red they've used in the front. It's just there's something about it. It all works.
Yeah, it definitely does. And as always, iRacing is looking spectacular. I hope it's coming across on screen there for you guys, whether you are viewing live or at Sky 83 and a delayed progress program. J-Man, we are going to quickly, as Shane just adjusts the front suspension on that car, we are going to have
Pate's not so flash.
We are going to have a look at the points just quickly, and no surprises there. J-Man, have you got that on screen?
I've got it on your screen.
Okay.
Did have a look earlier in the day, Davo. So well aware that, like I quoted earlier, Zach Retro White doing the business at the moment. Just seems to just be stitching it all together. And up there, 865 plays Rayhan, 755.
Yep.
Darren Lobb doing a good job. I felt like Lobby was away the other week. However, Ryan Jones, Will Brown, Fitzy, Jensen Bay, Russell Pepperell, Michael Gunston, Pete Vanderberg, the usual suspects up there in the 10. But however, Dutch Clegg, Edgar Kitcher, Stone Street, all drivers well and truly capable of being in the mix there. As far as the top 10's concerned, that takes you out to 15. Obviously, Michael Jones, Freeman, McKenzie, Robbie Bradbury, Daryl Callaghan, all very familiar names to us now, Davo.
Yes.
Getting a couple of seasons under the belt with Supercars NZ, and just
know
knowing where these guys fall, and there's actually a lot of names on that list that we've had the privilege of talking to post-race because they've made the podium at some point, so a lot of them there. No opportunities for a reverse top 15 tonight, as we mentioned, 55 on the schedule for this race. Couple of pit stops required, so look, it's about constructing something from here, as James mentioned earlier.
True that.
There'll be a fair bit to go here. I think Rattray White will take some catching. Ray Hahn, safe set of hands, but from their back, Pepperell Bay, Dutch, Jones, Clegg and co. Oh, it's going to get busy.
It is going to
Buckle
get
up,
busy.
people.
I totally agree. The mid-pack's going to be hectic as usual. At least these guys got a bit of room to move tonight, unlike last week at Long Beach, where the walls dictated how much room they had to move on track. It was very congested, a very tight circuit. We are in round 6 here at Qatar. The NASCAR version of Qatar, so very generous, like we have mentioned a couple of times, in the track limit situation, so these guys can use a whole bunch of the outfield. But a few long races for the next few weeks. I think it's Fuji, Brands Hatch and possibly Charlotte as well, all with long stints. So yeah, long format racing, I think, for the next few weeks, which is going to be friggin' awesome. Let's just quickly get a quick look at this before we go away. Oh, that's right, Porsche Cup tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't signed up already, quickly get your phone out and scan that. It's only going to stay up for a few seconds, and if you don't catch it with your phone, just get over to their Discord and sign up for the Porsche Cup. That starts tomorrow night. But very quickly, you guys really need to get onto this one. Scan the QR code. Thanks to GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, Supercars NZ, and the like. Mozza Racing on board, Sim Blacks on board. You too could get a sim, and you too, ladies and gentlemen, could be lining up with these boys in a V8 supercar race for the next season. These boys are about to go green, James. So enough of that malarkey, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go green round 6 here at Kodar in the SCNZ 2026 Allports V8 Supercar Autumn Series. Thank you, weekly sponsor as well, which is AutoServe. Thank you, GAMAFLARE. Welcome, Sky 86 viewers. And of course, Allports. And of course, Matchfit Entertainment for bringing it all to you live here tonight. Quick countdown from the boys. Service seems a little bit slow tonight, J-Man. But the lights are up and we're about to go green.
Green, green, green.
Boys sharp on the launch control tonight. Had the line lockers engaged and they race up to turn 1. Uphill, left-hander. Rayhan looks to try and go the long way round. No such luck there, and got pressure from Pepperell with a strong qualifying. Sees himself put a lot of pressure on Rayhan into turn 1. This is going to be a fascinating opening lap, Davo. They've already broken away from Andrew Dutch slightly. Getting a passing through the pack already.
A lot going on there. Some side-by-sides there. J-Man out of 1, which is just, that's just Coda things, isn't it? As they run out of 1 down to 2. Good orderly start. Who was that in the background? Is that Edgar? That is Edgar.
Starting for pit lane. Yep, 240. Yep.
But yes, a little bit of action up the front. Well, not really, I suppose. White got a great start. Rian chased him up. Pepperell went with, but like J-Man mentioned, did they gap Dutch? Probably not. He's right there. There's Bade as well. Lap 1, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Jones also right there, and then maybe a little bit of respite back to one of the other South Canterbury removals cars in Michael Gunstone in the Penrite car. But good, orderly man. Everybody pointing in the right direction. No stress.
No, like you said, very orderly, very civil. It's almost like the guys have got the memo that there's around 55 minutes ahead of them, and you certainly can't win the race on the first lap, but you can lose it. So great start from our Div 1 drivers, much to what we expect of them at the moment. They are very, very in touch with the machinery here. Interesting, just at the end of that lap there as well, Retro White and Leonard, just with a bit of an air gap now, got about 1.3 on Pepperell now. So just going to see this front two, I think, just really unleash the pace that they've got. Bit of an arm wrestle. We've seen this. Rehan seems to be able to stick with Retro White in most of the races we're seeing for a fair bit, but just little by little, I just wonder whether just Retro White's just got a 10th here, 10th there. We're going to find out. However, further back, Pepperell Dutch Bade. That'll be one to watch, because that is a battle for the third spot, and it's already underway. How far back is Jones? No, he's right there as well.
Yeah, Jones definitely tagged on the back of that group, J-Man. And look, we
move here. Sorry, that was Fraser Clegg on Gunstone.
Yeah, so a lot of yes, it was, and he's got it done there as well. And that carries on, actually. Who was that just tucked in behind there?
It was Thomas Freeman.
Thomas Freeman having a crack as well, and also gets past Gunstone. But here's the move. Whoa. Freeman taking advantage of that, J-Man. Nice, right in the right place at the right time there. Sneaking through there. But look, we have had a couple of sprint rounds over the past couple of weeks, but different mindset, isn't it, going into this? And we've seen the likes of Rayan and some of the other drivers sitting back like this. You know, if they don't quite have the pace, as long as they're in touch, you know, that maybe they can conserve some fuel a little bit and just float on in the background, and it might come back in the pit stops. So great shot here from the camera guys as they run to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think it is. So nice work from the boys on the cameras here tonight. Eyes on Stephen Banks at the moment. Another stunning, what are the stunning looking Mustang. Plenty going on. My bird, if you can hear that, ladies and gentlemen, that is my bird, Archie, going just mental. He loves a good V8 supercar race. He's excited. Will Brown, just in the background there, J-Man. Muscling his way past
Stone Street
there.
Yeah, and I think Gunstone as well. We see him lose the couple of spots to Fraser Clegg and Thomas Freeman. It just doesn't look like the rear end of that thing's kind of in the sweet spot yet. He's suffering with a lot more oversteer than the two guys that just went through on him, and I just worry that early in the piece whether those tyres just haven't come up, or maybe he's just missed the mark on the anti-roll bar or something on the rear end. It's just a little nervous, and we know how quick Michael Gunstone is, so it'll be interesting to see that, as he will have Will Brown and Troy Stone Street starting to make their way up to the back of him, and see what he's got to fight with here, Davo.
Yeah, because quite often those little, you know, like, I don't know how to say it, but just like little inconsistencies in the setup can actually come back to you, can't they, at the end of the stint? So, although the car might not look settled now, it may get a little bit of traction later in the stint here, but you're definitely looking a little bit vulnerable, to be honest. William Brown now right on the back of him after sneaking past Stone Street only in the last lap. I could just see in the back there, Kitcher looked like he was covering to Banks.
Yes.
Banks on, so out of the top of Banks' car at the moment, so there you can see Kitcher, Forbert, Stone Street, Brown, whole train of cars there, all the way up to Gunstone there, We were just talking about Gunstone. Is that tyre? Is it the tyre? Is it the roll bar? Is there something a little bit untoward in that car setup at the moment that he's just trying to deal with? City might lose a couple of positions.
Yeah. A lot of runoff. Second to last turn there. Oh, a little bit of a moment. Entry oversteer there for Will Brown. And I can see a little bit further up the road, some movement going on. That's the two cars. That's Dutch and Bade.
That was Dutch and Bade. Looked like they just exchanged positions. That was maybe a sneaky little bit of team orders there. Obviously uncontested teammates. So,
yeah,
nice clean stuff. Obviously from the teammates there, Jamie.
Yeah, good to see. Also, I think that's Ryan Jones well in touch with those two boys as well. So he's just sitting in the pocket at the moment in the Camaro.
He had, like, literally since the flag drop, he has just stayed tagged, albeit a few car lengths back, has stayed in touch with that top group of cars there, because I know Zach and Rihanna a little bit out in front, but you know, like the top group is still the top five, all the way down to Dutch. You can see them all in camera shot at the same time there. So good work from Jones there, J-Man, to be in touch with that top five, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Gap at the top of town. 2.5 now. Retro White, like I said, there's just a 10th here and a 10th there on offer that he seems to have, and he's just got that. He's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, 38.2 versus Rehan's 38.3. Last, both of them went round that time around. Another 38.7 for Retro White, 39.0 for Leonard. So just watching that space, but he's very much there, a solid second at the moment. They don't have a lot of pressure from Russell Pepperell. He is a good 5.6 seconds back now from that. And then can't take my eyes off of this battle at the moment, which is, for me, Gunstone is, who's that, Will Brown?
Yeah, Gunstone moved
on the
over.
inside.
Gunstone literally moved over for Brown there. Clearly not feeling comfortable in that car. So we're actually off the roof of Stone Street there.
Yeah.
Looking at Gunstone's car. So might just give us a bit of a read on the body language in that car at the moment, J-Man.
Yeah, just see him wag the tail again, coming out of there. He's just doesn't look super compliant. The lap time's not crazy bad. It's just struggling for a little bit of flow at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely not on point though, J-Man. You're right. It doesn't look bad, but it's not right. A little look over the rear of Dale Callahan's car, talking about a little bit not right. Mav, a little bit sideways there. I just saw a back a shot there in behind Callahan. So Philan 2, newcomer to iRacing, newcomer to V8 Supercars, and again, oh God, it's a sideways. We'll be loving this.
Yeah. And just a notable mention as well, pit lane is now open. So that pit window opportunity starts from here. And just to see if anybody, you mentioned Davo, obviously you got a couple to make here tonight. You're driving to a fuel window as well, I would think. But be interesting to see who, if anyone's uncomfortable with the current tyre pressures or that set of tyres in particular. Maybe Gunstone goes early. Gets himself sorted out, a couple of changes maybe in the lane, and gets back into it, because we know him to be operating a lot more comfortably than what we're seeing at the moment. And it's a step aside for Will Brown.
Yeah.
So in Stone Street really just lining himself up there now, sitting wide in the pocket, trying to look for an over-under. Just maybe missed the brake mark, needed to be just a little bit shorter on the brake, look for the over-under there, but Forbit right there as well. And Noah Kitcher did come up on my radar. He's up 3 spots in this race. is the 97 car. Great number.
Absolutely. So the rear of Stone Street. So Troy chasing down Gunstone. Looks like maybe not quite on point car underneath Stone Street tonight. But Forbin, that's Forbin into the pits, J-Man.
Yeah. So one of the early ones to go. Fires it in there. Gotta arrest that speed. So Bade, after being allowed through from Andrew Dutch, has just tagged on the back of Russell Pepperell. Now, Dave Owen, like you said, I think that was a tactical team move. Maybe Dutch felt like Bade had a little bit more early balance or pace in the car, and maybe said to the teammate, "You go and have a crack at him." I had a go, couldn't do anything. Am I getting a yellow flag on Kitcher? Slow down. He's copped himself a slowdown there, and actually it's cost him a position to Stephen Banks, who we saw race incredibly well a week ago, Davo, in the Pacific Esports Racing Mustang. Come up on my radar for sure during the broadcast last week. Certainly put on a great performance, as we see just up ahead of him. That's Troy Stone Street, really left and right, working over the back of... I think is that thing still running the Anzac livery?
Oh, the Stone Street car. No, the Gunstone car
no,
is
Gunstone
not.
Car, yeah.
No, it's different car. It's an all-black car this week.
Yeah, that's what it was for me last week, so I'm picking up on that.
We may have had a couple of gremlins last week, and that's him off to the pits.
The pit lane.
There you go.
Oh, he's really, really shallow there because he had a car right behind him. I know they like to come out from wider for that pit entry. However, he did a good job there. Speaking of pit stops, what do we got? Okay, we did have Roger Forbett come in.
Okay, so we've got Edgar, Forbett, and...
Edgar's will be from his pit lane start.
Oh, true that.
But pit lane time, 24.95, 2.65 seconds on the jacks. That's very much up and gone. And versus, I think, who do we say? I think that was Michael Gunstone. 45.13 seconds at a 12.88 on the jacks. That's more like a fueled up stop.
Pepperell's got plenty to think about in the Tasman Racing Chevy here. J-Man, Jensen Bade ranged right up behind him as soon as he was allowed through by teammate Andrew Dutch there. So definitely a team move there. I think Dutch knew Bade had a little bit more pace than him. He said, "You go and get him," like you mentioned. And look at how much of the off track they're using out of that corner there. It's the second to last corner, and they are way out there.
They are.
Reminiscent of T1 at Watkins when they run the NASCAR version as well. So, oh, here we go. Oh, he shows the nose big time, does Bade.
Who was that? Scotty McKenzie, I think. Did Scotty McKenzie go the lane? Yeah, he did. I just saw Kitcher, Callaghan, and Toon and Co. And then, yeah, that was McKenzie to the lane.
He does know he's racing. He does.
The gap out front, just to update the viewers, 3.8 seconds. The difference now, that's Retro White over Leonarge. Over Pepperell and Bade, separated by not a great deal of real estate at the moment. So that is a nice little arm wrestle going on for that third position. Andrew Dutch, just a little shy of that battle there, just probably another second and a half, 2 seconds. And then Sorry, just bringing up my data there. Yes, I've got 1.3 seconds. Dutchy off the back of Bade now, so he's still in touch as well. A lot to make out of whatever the pit stop shakeout. Obviously, we have had a couple for, but with a really quick one. Lap 7, 2.6 on the Jacks. 11.7 for Mackenzie on lap 9.
Clegg in the pit lane, J-Man as well.
Fraser Clegg, yep. So the 37 car in to get the first of 2 completed stops out of the way.
Kitcher.
Okay, Noah Kitcher. Like I said, Noah Kitcher having a strong race. He's up a few spots from the start of this one. Just trying to have a look, Davo, at the moment, just to see. We saw Bade race up to the back of Pepperell after Dutchy let him through, but he's got there and hasn't been able to extract anything out of it. So I don't know whether he gets himself into a fuel window here and looks for an undercut situation on the TTR car. The 750 Russell Pepperell. I'd have to look for a maybe strategy to get some track position out of that one. Obviously still with, 2 pit stops to go. There's maybe a little bit of chess going on there.
Yes, quite possibly. Don't mind a bit of fossil fuel chess, that's for sure, as we get over the rear wing of, who is that? Dale Callahan. Oh, actually, that is Antoon. Up beside him and through.
Yeah, nice little move there. Needs to just calm the nerves there, not get too excited on throttle down exit, and he does a good job of that too. So very, very easy to whip these things up into a fair bit of wheel spin and oversteer. We've already seen it from Antoon.
Yeah, like I said, just particularly when you're just
sorry, Davo.
Coming out
Gunstone.
of the pass.
Sorry, mate. Gunstone's had a big moment. Requested a tow, I believe. So the 7 car, we talked about the balance didn't look great from that car, and it's maybe caught him out here.
So Callahan into the pit lane, a J-Man. Oh, are we just picking up on the back end of that little... Let's see if we can find it.
Safety car deployed, Davo. Viewers, we have our first safety car at Coda.
Okay, there you go.
So anyone par the leader is allowed to circulate past the safety car. And who have we got driving the safety car tonight? Just try and have a look and see which one of our marvellous race controllers is out there. And I do believe the first time we've seen a stadium truck out here, Davo, but we do have one out there at the moment. So, a bit of an opportunity for those that hadn't stopped, Davo, to maybe get their stop sorted. And we see Racho White and Rian Leonard jump on the opportunity straight away. It's kind of like a free kick, really, to stop under yellow conditions. Not lose.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them coming in there now. So we got Pepperell,
absolutely.
Freeman, Brown, Stone Street, Banks. J-Man, look at him just sliding. This particular camera shot we've got on at the moment, you can just see him slide through that little snaggy entry there. There's Antoon also in. J-Man Daly, I think, coming into the lane as well on my data, yes. Jones, Bade. Oh, look, there's pretty much the whole field. Great opportunity, like you said, for these guys to get this out of the road. Where are we time-wise? We're not quite halfway. We're sort of getting close. We're still probably 7 minutes away from halfway. But these guys are getting it done. Let's just get this graphic up
the
here.
battle on pit road.
So you can see who has stopped, who has not. And so just a quick notable mention there that Jensen Bade has actually made his 2 stops already. Currently sitting in 15th position now, but has done both stops. Ryan Jones, J-Man, one of those, I think he was running in 5th. 6th, I think it was, just tucked in behind that top group there. So he has also done 2 steps. So nice work from him as well. So that will be an interesting watch to see where those guys come out. Oh, what else could we give you here on pit time? Here we go. This is a quick sneaky peek on roughly how much time each of these boys have spent in the pit lane for their last completed pit stop, as they all start to fall up behind the safety truck. It's got safety car written on the screen, but safety truck, guys, just quietly.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting play there, and it really starts from Jensen Bade, Jones, Clegg, also making the 2 stops. I think you can disregard Edgar. Edgar will be showing 2 by way of he started from pit lane. So what it has done for them is given them clear passage for the rest of the race. Obviously, still got, what have we got, Davo? What have we got?
And to come out in 15th, right? Yeah, so we got, we're still 5 minutes away from halfway, right? So
yeah, we got 32 odd minutes remaining, still under a safety car at the moment. So what that does is it puts them in traffic. However, at some point going forward, if they stay out of mischief, they get this big free kick.
They do, J-Man. And we're just picking up on Jensen Bade. I suppose he's probably the most notable one, running tucked in behind Pepperell before the safety car. Now, he is currently in 15th, and he's a little bit distance back, but by the time they complete this lap, he will be tagged onto the back of that field and well in touch with that group of cars that we're just talking about now. Albeit in traffic, you're right. But if he can keep his nose clean and stay in touch with that top group, he is in a good position here, isn't he? Running to the end, as long as the tyre he can manage the tyre.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see a very short stop. You talk about Roger Forbett's 2.65 on the jacks.
Yep.
It still costs you the better part of 25 seconds to do that.
True.
And so when we look at Jensen Bade right now, under the safety car, he's 11.5 seconds off the lead of this race. Obviously, that's going to pull out a little bit with obviously the field once they get back to racing. As we just hear, the race control has just announced the safety car is going back to pit lane. We will get, I guess, Rattray White will get the opportunity to go when he likes when they call the safety car is in the lane. But yeah, it puts Bade, Jones, I think I called Daly as well, was it? Just have another look at that data. So Bade,
it was
Jones, Clegg, in the hot seat to be able to try and make something from this. The big thing will be not losing too much race time between now and then. So still got to put some moves on as the safety car is in the lane. Controller's up to Rattray White.
You still got to put some moves on. It's very apt. Yeah, so right, J-Man. And there is out of the back of Zach's car there, and as they roll around the final corner here, J-Man, and he just hits it.
Nice restart from Rattray White.
Caught rear napping ever so slightly, not much, but ever so slightly. Pepperell's got pressure from Brown. Early stages.
Ryan Jones up the inside of Bade.
Kitcher up beside Banks.
So that is interesting there, Davo. Bade loses a couple to Jones and Clegg. Couple of the double stoppers. Bradbury not happy on the radio. So tyres just coming back up to temp now as well.
Let's pick up on that, Bade. Lost the positions there. Like, literally just got caught out wide.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
didn't look like there was any contact between any of these three cars. Just got caught wide, and there you go. 2 positions, Jones and Daly through. J-Man just hung out to dry. So maybe just trying to play it a little bit too conservative there to Steve. You know what I mean? We were just talking about he really does got to keep his nose clean here to make it work. And maybe he was just a little too conservative. Clegg, however, look at Clegg. Look where he is. Oh, very close to the back of the Chevy of Jones. So run across the start-finish line, up to 1. Oh, the car's fan out. There's a lot of room up there, but it just disappears so quickly after the apex of that corner. Even the Formula 1 guys get it wrong up there, J-Man. Oh, look at that.
A little bit of a tag on the rear there, Jones on Daly.
I'm sure I saw that exact same attitude from these guys in the opening lap there. Oh, look, he's had a red-on crack. He's overcooked it.
Yeah, pinched the rears in the fence is Jones. So that is, I was about to say safety cars breed safety cars. He's got that thing going though, so all is good there, and I couldn't help but think what that would do for the likes of Bade, and I think it was Clegg is the top guy on the spot at the moment, as he's got a lot of pressure from Travis Daly on the outside. Where is Jones? Michael Jones, he's in there as well. That's still side by side. They haven't sorted that out.
Not at all, and again over the rear wing of Clegg's car. Oh, that's Bade thinking, okay, I'll let these guys fight it out amongst themselves. He's got to be careful here. He really doesn't need to clear these couple of cars in front of him. But like we keep saying, he really needs to stay out of trouble. But a lot of passion here in this little group of cars here, J-Man.
Here's a bit of emotion in that one as we see Stephen Banks looking at a move up the inside to 1 on Mackenzie's forecasted it big, deep under brakes there. Can he pull it up? Does he give him enough space? Gets it down there.
Late past Daly.
Wow, big one there. Sorry, Dave, I'll just update you on that one and the viewers. Welcome aboard YouTube and Sky 83. Andrew Dutch, car 87. Cops a drive-through penalty, currently sitting in P5 for an infringement under safety car. I believe it was contact.
Really?
So the black flag comes out for Andrew Dutch.
Interesting. So a couple of quick little sneaky little replays there.
And doing a nice job too, Davo. When you come back out of that, he's just hanging on to the back nicely of Retro White at this point of time. Both these drivers and many more still got to make their second stop. So nice to see Rayhan just reset and go again after that safety car, just to tuck him behind and just follow the lines there of Retro White. And he's doing a nice job. The gap's only half a second.
Yeah, look, we did talk about this like in the first few laps of the race, and well, I did anyway, just whether, you know, Rian, you know, maybe he knows he doesn't have the outright pace of Zach, but he just needs to stay in touch, doesn't he? And whether he just sits behind, maybe conserve a little bit of fuel here and there where possible. Using a whole bunch of the circuit as...
That's a lot of inside corner there.
It looks scary. He's nearly on the grass today, man, as we got a little bit of roof cam going on there. It's just like, whoa. But, yeah, just looking a very measured race, I think, from Ria at the moment.
Yep. So an update on the two-stopper situation. Fraser Clegg, 2 stops done. Currently sitting P11. And 14.5 seconds off the lead of this race. So just remember that a short stop's still a better part of 25 seconds. Yep. What that would do for the 37 car right now. However, what it would do for the 37 car and also the 2 car and potentially, sorry, not the 2 car, the Jensen Bade, and also Ryan Jones, sorry it is, and Thomas Freeman, all done 2 stops. And so, you know, if we saw another safety car, those guys would elevate themselves very much to the front of the pack based on where they are in track.
Yeah. Where are we time-wise now? We got about 25, 6, 7 minutes. Oh, and 2 letting. That was Callahan sneaking straight past. And just in the background, that's Bade. Bade.
Moved down on the inside of Callahan. It was Fraser Clegg, was it, on Antoon?
I think it was Clegg on Antoon, or
yeah.
They were exchanging positions there.
Antoon trying to come back on him. Like I mentioned, Clegg in the hot spot there for the first of the 2 stoppers.
Yeah, Clegg's actually driven himself in a really nice position here, J-Man. He really has. With the 2-stop strategy like we saw out of Bade. Probably a little bit further back and then...
Oh, Bade on Antoon.
Yeah, a little bit further back and then... like the likes of Bade.
Oh, Antoon locks the rears. He locks them also.
How close was that?
Oh, it started with Bade looking for an inside move, and Antoon pushed it deep, locked the rears. Daryl Callahan's been re-incentivised as well on this whole situation. So
we just
2
picked up on the
becomes 3.
replay. It looked like Antoon way out on the outside whipple strip as he applied the brake pedal there, and that car locked and literally
Did a
tipped
good job.
He did. I don't think there was any contact there. If there was, it was very minimal, J-Man. So nice work from those.
Yeah, there's a couple of signatures exchanged, I think.
Look at this group, and who is that? That's Daly sneaking into the pit lane.
Yeah, so getting a 2nd stop done.
So Bade passed. Well, at least one of the cars that snuck past him before. Clegg was the other. Now he's got to get back to Clegg. Clegg actually having a little bit of a exchange with Kitcher at the moment. Yeah, definitely, Wally. Good catch from Mav there. Yeah, very sketchy. That could have been way worse than it just was. So, work.
Oh, contact, sorry. That's Troy Stone Street on Forbit, and that allows Banks through.
So, we're going to pick up on this, and we've just seen the aftermath of it there as these boys run around here. Stone Street and Forbit, we're in front of this pack. Look at the melee now. Look at how many cars spread across the field here as they come down to 11, J-Man.
3 wide. 3 wide. The boys think they're in NASCARs.
It's the spotter. Outside. They'd be going off.
Oh, here we go. That's Fraser Clegg. Noah Kitcher. Oh, he set that up. Is it done? I don't think it's done yet.
No, it's not. It's very much not.
It's tight.
Still side by side, J-Man. And Clegg, he's making it live out there.
A little bit more contact.
Oh, no. Oh, and Clegg's so sideways out of there, just trying to manage that. That's Forbit in the background coming into the pits. No surprise. We will get back to a bit of a replay on the Forbit incident in a moment. But, J-Man, it is on, brother. It is on. Look at this lot. Kitcher.
Oh, that was a little tag from Antoon on the back of Clegg as well. Sorry, Davo.
Yeah,
I know you're on a replay.
No, we're on it. We are literally looking over the rear of Kitcher's car here.
And Clegg Kitcher, this is a good battle going on. The gap at the front, 1.4 seconds between Rattray White, Leonard, and then back another 6 seconds to Pepperell. But, man, these guys are playing for keeps. And more importantly as well, just looking at the data, Clegg in a nice spot, 2 stops done.
Yep.
and right up and behind Kitcher
And
for
he's-
P8.
And he's got some pace. I mean, the car looks
He
a
has.
little damaged, maybe a slightly damaged on the right here again. Here we go,
I'm gonna-
same part of the
Gonna
circuit,
do it all
Jamie.
again. He looks to maybe go over under. No, he's going to hang it round the outside, have the rights to the left-hander coming up down here.
Oh, he's just like, okay. Oh, no, here we go. Here we go.
Have some runoff.
Oh, Kitcher, so sideways behind him, leaving. You can see the black marks out of the back of Kitcher's car there. Amazing exchange from the boys there. Clegg needs to stay in touch with Bade, and that is his motivation there. Bade actually in a really good position up into 6. We've got Mackenzie in the pits. We've also got Michael Jones in the pits, so a little bit of a flurry of pit stop. Let us now get back to the Forbert Stone Street incident. Let's have a quick sneaky peek at what happened here, Jamie. Have a look. Oh, there's such a gentle touch there.
Yeah.
But look at the aftermath. Hence, Bade runs through. That holds up Kitcher, puts Clegg in touch, and Toon gets in amongst it. Hence, that melee that we had just called over the last couple of minutes, that's what fired that up, J-Man. So amazing stuff from the camera guys to pull that back up. Thank you very much to the Matchfit team.
Yeah, and look, the 044 car just getting a drive-through penalty out of that as well. So black flag showing for Choice Stephen Street.
Okay,
has to make an additional stop. But I'm still very impressed at the moment by the performance of Ratche Wright as Pepperell comes in for his second stop. But Fraser Clegg, for me, the urgency on the restart, got the better restart, managed to grab the likes of, I think, who was it earlier on? I think he got through on a couple of guys. It might have been Dutch before the penalty and someone else, and really has made good inroads. He talked about the opportunity of around 25 seconds being sort of something like a fast transit time through the pit lane here. He's 27 seconds off the lead, close to 28. So very much buying himself into potential. If we look at William Brown as, I think that was Pepperell was made his second stop. Very much come into play here where he could be in the mix for a podium. Sorry, I didn't pick up on the last race control message, but they've earned their keep tonight, Davo.
and look, and to be honest, it's actually been fairly orderly. A couple of little, snaggy little incidents, but it has been relatively orderly. Hence, I suppose it's just code of things. I mean, when the guys make a mistake, they usually do it by themselves around here. Plenty of runoff, plenty of space, but the racing's been fierce so far. A little bit of team orders maybe sneaking in here and there.
Sorry, mate. It's actually Bade that's the lead car on 2 stops.
Yeah, Bade's up now, so he's in 5th now.
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Bade was the one that... No, it was Dutch that got the drive-through, wasn't it?
Yes. So Bade's done his 2 stops. He's actually... Pepperell came into the pits before, so he's gone past Pepperell, way past Pepperell already.
Yep. Pepperell's
so he's
in
made gains. He just has, because he was behind Pepperell earlier in the race. So nice work. Okay, so who is that lead car? That's William Brown in the lead Phoenix Racing car, J-Man.
Yeah.
Over Banksy, over Bay.
Still with another stop to make.
You've been calling Clegg. I totally agree. Clegg, I don't know why he just didn't come up on my radar early in the race, but he has really played his cards perfectly here tonight to put himself in a position.
He mirrored Jensen Bade's strategy.
He did Bade's strategy. Yep. So nice work with him. We see Callahan in the pit lane as well now as we speak. So let's give Zach a little bit of airtime. Sorry, the boys up the top usually don't get a lot because, well, they're just out there winning and stuff. Another postcode. So because all the action's going on in the back of the pack, all in the midfield, should I say? Midfield action's always awesome. Rian into the pit lane, J-Man.
Yeah, now, so this is the interesting one because Bade is around 20,
okay,
probably 26 odd seconds behind him. So we're going to see what this looks like. Rayhan's stop will be pretty racy, I would think. He won't be on the jacks for too long.
So Bade round the second to last corner, J-Man. Bade off the jacks and on the move. No, he's not. He's only just jumping on the jacks. Bade's going to get him here. Easily. Easily.
Yeah, so Rayhan.
So Bade passed. Bade
Yeah,
passed.
Rayhan with a 10.75. And Clegg through as well. So that is that option of taking it early. I've undercut Rayhan.
Yep. And where are we at, J-Man? Only a little over 10 minutes to run here. What a play. What a play from a couple of these boys.
Yeah, big stop coming from Rattray White to cover off Jensen Bade. And
would you expect it in the next lap or so? I mean, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I would, because I actually think that Rattray White will cover off what he thinks it initially probably would have been Rayhan, but I think Bade and Clegg on a great strategy. However, unfortunately for Clegg, he has got Rayhan right on him, and they can see Bade a little further up the road. I think Rattray White is in the lane now, so we're about to find out what this looks like. He did it with the better part of, I think, 27 or 28 seconds over Brown, who's still yet to stop. 28 odd seconds back to Bade.
And Clegg, look, no disrespect to Clegg, but compared to Rayhan's speed, like Rayhan got held up there in the first half of the lap, whilst trying to, cover off what he was doing in the pit stop. No, just like I said, no disrespect to Clegg. Clegg driving his own race, but
here we go.
Is that going to make a difference? Is that going to make a difference?
Sorry, Bade through on Rattray White.
Dak out, and where is Rian? There he is. You can see him over the rear wing. Get over the rear wing of Jensen's car. Jensen's got his work cut out for him, J-Man. There is 11 minutes, nearly exactly right now, viewers, to run here. We know how quick Zach is. We know how quick Rian is, but Jensen, no slouch. He will have to keep a cool head here, won't he?
Yeah, look, I think just work it out. You know what's on offer here. I mean, there's definitely a podium on offer, I think, because already Rattray White looked to the inside, looked to forecast and move.
Stopping power.
And I don't think Bade just didn't really protest that.
He's let him through.
So nice little fight with, like you mentioned, just over 10 minutes left to run in this one. I think it's nice to see the guys get a decent opportunity to let these things run long. Bit of a strategy in there. It's worked really, really well for Jensen Bade, Fraser Clegg.
Yeah,
and needed to do it too, Davo, because the CPS window just closed.
Oh, okay.
So,
there you go. Let's bring up
Will Brett in the nick of time.
Yeah, and Tood's only done one stop, J-Man.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that means for him because pit lane is closed.
Oh, and it looks like Rian with a slowdown because he has let Bade through. There you go. I'm sure.
And look at the gap that it's allowed Rattray White to create.
Okay, so a lot going on here in the closing stages, ladies and gentlemen.
Interesting, after the pit lane exchange, Dave, obviously Pepperell on the back of Jones, so Jones doing a nice job getting him there. But Brown still not unlocked that puzzle of Russell Pepperell. However, Ryan Jones, the 11 car, did a nice job, snuck up on the radar there and did a pretty racy pit stop. However, Pepperell's going to shoot down the inside here.
Oh, he's having a red hot crack, J-Man, in the background there. We just did have cameras on Jensen around. Exchanging positions again in this lap. So a little bit of toing and throwing going from going on between the boys there. William Brown actually tucked in behind these two you were just talking about. Jones and Pepperell. Pepperell passed and off in the Chevy. Not off, like in off the track, just like off into the distance. So, I'll clarify. So, nice racing. So, there'll be some good, solid stuff here tonight, J-Man, in this 55-minute format. Round 6, Second Americas, Bill Antoon now in the pits, and we're just going to say it's too late. Because
it's too late, unfortunately.
It's just too late.
Well, it's not too late in the race to set the fastest lap of the race because Retro White just did that with a 37.1. And I can tell you, I'm just monitoring the time at the moment. Last lap time round, Fraser Clegg over Jensen Bay. He had a 10.5 on him that round. 47, Fraser 40.9. And he got him in the sights with the roundabout. What are we looking? Just around 7 odd minutes left to run in this one. So podium still not settled at this point, I don't think, because Clegg has just been performing beautifully all race. So has Jensen Bate. I think the strategy call was nice. They played it well, got themselves out to the lead. However, the pace of the front two, we just saw that, Racho White's intentions post pit stop to go out there and just smash that 37.1 is impressive stuff.
It is.
However, still plenty of fight left as we see. I think that must be Shane Edgar getting a slow down there. I see a yellow come up there. Russell Pepperell still holding on from William Brown, and Ryan Jones just falling off the back. He was right there with them.
So Brown actually finding some pace towards the end of the race here as well, J-Man.
Yeah, 6 positions gained.
Yeah,
it's a good showing.
Yeah. Didn't qualify overly well.
Look for a move at 1 here from him. He's right under the wing of Pepperell. Does Pepperell cover, or does Will Brown goes? Pepperell sort of comes over. Does he look to drive back underneath him here? Yes, he does. They're going to go down to turn 2 side by side. So give the rights to Pepperell now. Oh, you would thought.
Didn't they push down into that? Usually the boys work it out before they get to that part of the track, don't they? But no such like that time. Brown forcing the into J-Man, and good solid move there is from Will Brown. So nice work. What an exchange. Seen some great stuff here. I think Coda again. It just brings that out. A lot of track to work with here. Obviously with the NASCAR version of the track, these guys even got a little bit of the outfield to work with as well. But I think in the V8 supercars, what a great place to bring these cars. That's Ryan Jones, Thomas Freeman, exchange going on in the background as well. That's a pretty heated little fight going on. Zach on the chase now, well behind Zach compared to earlier pre-second pit stop. Jensen Bade, top 3, well spread, as is Clegg behind. So a lot of breathing space between the cars now. Pepperell and the like, or plenty of space between these cars.
Yeah, I think a good little fight going on. I think earlier with Kitcher and Jones still going on, actually.
Yeah, we'll just see. Something came up out of here. We'll just have a quick look at this, what's going on here. These guys side by side, a little bit of a damage on the Jones car there. the Mustang. Kitcher, sneaky little move, which we see quite often out of one. And nice work. That is Roger Forbett just up in front of those boys there. And that little battle continues. Let's get over to the rear wing of Forbett's car actually. We'll have a see what is going on. Time is ticking, J-Man. 3.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I think Bade's got the third spot locked in. I've just been watching the margins, and he's got it sorted at the moment. He's got 3.6 seconds over Clegg. However, Brown now really in touch with Clegg, as we see.
Kitcher wide, and Jones just came out of nowhere and pinches the rears, trying to pick the gap, and done himself a mischief there, J-Man. Oh no, he will be kicking himself for that one. He had that. Yeah. He was in there. Oh, dearie me.
Battle just up the road too. Scotty McKenzie, Stephen Banks, both of them with a really nice race run. So that's 9th and 10th for Banks and McKenzie. Oh, actually, Banks really whipped that car up. Goes to the inside covering.
He had to cover. He had to immediately cover. Forbett was all over him there. J-Man.
Forbett's half a chance down to 2 here.
Oh, that's McKenzie actually.
Sorry, McKenzie, sorry.
Yep. Forbett's actually right behind the two boys
yeah, he
there
is.
too. So.
Yep.
But that is the car with the gold wheels on. Scott.
Yeah, Scotty McKenzie.
Yeah. So nice. No, Roger and hang on. Something just happened there in the background as well. Because that was Kitcher pass Forbett. Just in the background while we were just calling that. Oh, okay. So Forbett's just locked, pinched a front. Going into one there, J-Man, as they get up over that rise there, and Kitcher was right there to take advantage. Sneak on through. Michael Jones we've got coming up on our data as a crashed vehicle. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh, this was the Kitcher move. That's right. Kitcher went deep, and Jones picks that up. Well, pinched that up and blew it pretty much.
Oh,
Back
I tell you
to the
what.
action, J-Man. Where are we looking?
William Brown, Russell Pepperell. It is on. These boys know that the clock is sub 60 right now.
Well,
so
it's all or never. It's right now, isn't it?
Yep, 100%. These guys are playing for keeps here. This is 4th, 5th, and 6th.
No!
There's contact. It's in the fence.
So that was
Brown. Clegg.
That was Brown on Clegg. Ouch! We will get a sneaky replay, but we haven't got much time left in this race. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. The shortest replay ever. There you go. Bam. Brown through on Clegg. Ouchie wawa. Let's get up the point in. Where is Zach White? J-Man coming out of the second and final corner here. Very wide as always. Under the Gazoo Racing Bridge. Rian in the background. I think the next car. Oh, that's Zach done.
Yeah, she's game over, mate.
There you go.
Down
ladies
the
and
checkers.
gentlemen.
Flag to flag. This is that Rattray White over Ray Hahn. Leonage and Jensen Bade does a nice job with that strategy, that alternate strategy play there. Sees him grab a very comfortable third position in the end over Will Brown. Russell Pepperell close behind. Thomas Freeman bagged a handful of points there with obviously these Clegg & Co coming into a little bit of mischief. Ryan Jones, Fraser Clegg does manage to come home, still top 10, comes home in 8th over Stephen Banks and Scotty McKenzie. We talked about those cars trading for 9th and 10th, and it's not over.
No, it's not
Literally
over.
Challenged right down to the final corner. And then Kitcher, who's been in a great battle with Roger Forbett for the better part of the second half of this race for 11th and 12th. over Michael Jones. Shane Edgar fighting back nicely from what was the 240 car. Started from pit lane, finds himself in 14th at the end of it.
Nice work from Edgar, J-Man. Started from the pit lane, so...
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, top work from Edgar there. Travis Daly in 16th. Phil Antoon, obviously, with a late pit stop. I noticed a couple of guys coming in late there. In 16th, Robbie Bradbury, Michael Gunstone, Troy Stone Street, Andrew Dutch, J-Man. We have less than 10 minutes before we need to wrap this up. Let's get someone in the comms box.
Okay, well, the first cab off the rank, if I'm not going to sit here and wait, is Rayhan from P2, and we can do this in alternate. We can do it in any order we like. Rayhan, you got us on comms?
Yes, you got me.
Mate, fast racetrack, fast car, and a great pace. Set early there with Ratche White, and then also after safety car as well. A little bit of work to do, obviously, with Bade and co doing a little bit of an alternate strategy, double stopping there and putting a little bit of traffic between yourself and Ratche White.
Yeah, I think pace was not bad. I think Zach still had a bit more today, is flying at the moment, but I think especially after that safety car, I just realised that I wasn't pushing hard enough in the first stint, and just found an extra gear, I guess. And yeah, the traffic, I think it's good to see the alternate strategies, and obviously it worked quite well for a couple of them. But yeah, just messed up the rhythm a little bit, but it is what it is.
Yep, and look, talk to us a little bit, Rayhan, about the challenge of Coda. You know, look, it looks like you're balancing on a tightrope through Sector 1. Is it just a lot of discipline with the right foot, mate?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, these conditions aren't super hot, but they are a lot hotter than we're used to, and this track by itself doesn't have a lot of grip. So, yeah, especially through turn 2, I think it is. There's just no grip. It's all about the discipline on the right foot, and making sure you're really smooth everywhere.
Yeah, nice stuff, mate. Oh, well done once again. We love seeing the GAMAFLARE Supercars NZ Matchfit Entertainment car in the winner's circle, up there on the podium week in, week out, mate. You are banking points, making Ratche White literally have to drive to his top level. So we appreciate it every week, mate. And if you want to shout out to your sponsors, now's your chance.
Yep, I'd like to thank GAMAFLARE, Matchfit Entertainment, Broadcasting Lounge, Sky TV Channel 83, Hybrid Racing Simulations, and you guys for putting on the show, and obviously the other drivers for putting up a good race.
You're a champion. Thank you, Rayhan, and well done once again, my friend. Well done.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We are Leonage, J-Man, you have 6 minutes.
Yep, and cometh Jensen Bade, the guy that rolled the dice in the strategy. You got us on comms, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mate, fantastic call on the strat. Awesome stuff. You had another couple guys do it with you. I think most importantly was Fraser Clegg, but how early did you make the call to do that, mate?
It was pretty late. Like my teammate was telling me to do it, so I kind of just did it. And I wasn't sure on the fuel as well, like if I was going to have enough, but it ended up working out pretty well. And then it was just like saving tires for like that last like half an hour in the race. And then I kind of got lucky like with a few incidents like earlier on in that stint, which like gave me some fresh air, and then I could kind of just go from there.
Yeah, nice. And obviously the safety car, did that play a big factor in your decision making, or you'd sort of had pre-talked about it early? Obviously we saw the team cars right from the get-go, actually, Jensen. You qualified in formation. We saw a switch there as well earlier on. Was that obviously a little bit of rhythm and a bit of planning going on between the team?
Yeah, well, he just got a bad run out of the final corner and just let me by. Because like at that point we kind of had similar pace, so it wasn't really a big drama like he was going to be in front. And then like going into that first safety car, it was kind of just like we'd actually already pit, and then it came out like right when we were like in the box as well, so like couldn't really do like much, even if we didn't expect it, you know.
Yeah, no, beautiful. Love seeing the strategy play, mate. I
Yep.
applaud you for that, doing something a little different. Even Rayhan said he thought it was a great move as well. So well done, Jensen, and yeah, congratulations on that one. Good to see you back up in the
Thank you.
podium circle talking to us. And if you want to shout out your sponsors and supporters, mate, go for it.
Yeah. So just Phoenix Racing and AAA Excavation and Landscaping, Hybrid Racing Simulations, GAMAFLARE, DHF Tires, RSW Graphics, Aramex Heatherton, Bubbles and Balloons, and Phoenix Driver Development.
Awesome stuff, mate.
Nice work.
Well done. Well done again, Jensen.
Thank you.
Thanks for the chat, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
To
There
debate
you go.
everybody, 3 minutes, J-Man.
Yep, so I got 3 minutes for the winner, and I tell you what, he doesn't need a lot of time, this guy, because he knows his way from flag to flag
He's
to the
fast.
yeah
We
to
know
the
he's
checkers.
fast.
Yeah, Zach, you got us on comms,
Yeah, mate, gotcha.
mate. All went to plan again out there tonight. Car looked super quick. You look, mate, like you had everything under control. Few nerves maybe around safety car time, and did those guys that look for the double stop come up on your radar, or you just knew you had too much pace?
I think the tyre wear was a bit too heavy, and I think if you double pitted under that safety car, or maybe just before it came out, then it was going to be a struggle at the end, which was pretty evident. So I think regardless, doing one pit stop under that safety car was definitely the move.
Yeah. And look, we talked to the boys about the balance, the tightrope walk act that you got to do down through sector one. Obviously, nice to have those track limits quite eased a little bit, Zach. But look, still pretty nervous times down through there, just trying to hold on to the rear of the car.
Yeah, I found it was more an issue of trying to get it turned in instead of making sure it doesn't step out on you.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a bit of a struggle trying to make a setup that works in the high speed as well as that really slow sector towards the end of the lap. So yeah, it wasn't. It's not easy.
Yeah, and beautiful restart under safety car there, mate, opting to go
Yeah.
really late in the
Yep.
piece as well. I thought you timed that perfectly. Had a little bit of time to think that one through, but was that always the plan, just to go on exit of the final turn?
Well, I don't know, I didn't really think about it until I got there, and I was like, oh, I'll just go here. The last corner is like very low grip for whatever reason, so I think it was a good move to get a jump on
So
Rayhan.
you just ran out of corners to
Yeah.
do it on, so it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm
Oh,
going to do
better
it
go.
now or never.
Better go.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice work, mate. Hey, look, well done once again. Got a nice handle on this championship right now as well, Zach. So it's yeah, just through sheer pace and consistency. So well done, mate, and lovely to see another really top-notch performance out of you. And yeah, congratulations on that. And if you want to shout out your sponsors, mate, I know that my director's probably hounding me to hurry up. So the floor is yours, mate.
But I'll make it quick. Everyone in the clips, of course, they all know who they are. So
Yep.
I'll thank the broadcast team and the admins, of course, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you're a champion,
You're a
mate,
legend,
and
mate.
no doubt 7 days' time, I've got no doubt that I'll be talking to you again. So well done, Zach Rachel White, on a beautiful performance tonight to take the checkers, the top spot. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Nice work, Zach Radaway White there, J-Man. What a cracking race.
Ah, fantastic. More of that.
More. Look, I tend to agree. I was actually quite excited. We do like calling this track. We do call this track on a few different other platforms, and I really did want to see these V8 supercars, these Gen 3 cars around here tonight. So very excited. We are out of time though, J-Man. Thank you once again, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in. For that, the Supercar NZ 2026 Allports V8 Supercar Autumn Series. Thank you to all the sponsors that you can see there clearly labelled on the screen: GAMAFLARE, Supercars NZ, Allports, Matchfit. And thank you to all the Sky viewers, all the YouTube viewers. And we are going to see you next week somewhere else.